strong. I have a life for myself. I bring the whole table. I'm not bowing down. I don't feel like you have to cater to a man and because I'm older. Girl.
What's up, party people? I am Erica Edwards. Welcome to my channel, Exactly Erica. Tonight, we are reviewing Ready to Love, Season 6, Episode 2. All right, you guys. This is a fun episode, and I'm getting it in before the next episode. Woohoo. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. All right, you guys. So we start off this episode with them at a brunch. That's where that clip just came from of Charisse explaining to us that she's the whole package. And I felt the same way Kayla did. Girl, what? So the brunch, we saw some connections. We saw a little bit more of a few people. And there's still a few people out there that I just don't really have a vibe or a feel for. But let's get into it. Okay, so here's the thing. Last episode, Charisse and Dominica were both at the bottom for slightly different reasons. Charisse is a mean girl, and Dominica is like the loud homegirl type. So Charisse spent the whole episode, the whole brunch, talking to everybody, kind of halfway trying to schmooze them, while Dominica did the reverse, going to every other brother. Why didn't you pick me? Why was I at the bottom? And it's like making it awkward because they don't like you. So that kind of made it hard for them to, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody just looked awkward when they talked to her, to be honest. So here, and one of the things the issue that I have with Charisse is, you can be cute, you can think you're the whole package, but the fact that you feel the need that you have to say that would lead me to believe that maybe you're more insecure than she's a beautiful woman, but why would you need to say that, and why would you need to talk to people the way you do? So that is, that's an issue that I sort of have with her so far this season. Maybe she'll explain to us why she feels like she has to talk crazy. Like, I know every season they make someone the villain, and odds are it's going to be her. But yeah, like even when she sees women talking to someone, I get it that you have to find a way to get in your time, especially when you're at the bottom. But she was just blatantly rude. Like when she walked up to Randall, he was here with Kayla, and at the time Shakira was sitting here till she got Shakira to move. It's like, what bitch? Who are you? So, it's Miami. It's humid. So people didn't get too upset. But yeah, so this is the picture. Look at Randall. He just looks like, what have I gotten into? The men were really respectful to her. But yeah, during this brunch, I think she showed her entire ass. Okay, so we got to see a little bit more of Justice here. And okay, so I'm sorry, I was trying to see. So we got to see Justice. Now, Justice is fine, right? He's one of the cuties in the cast, I think. But then when you hear this whole thing, I think Justice is like an old ass, dare I say it, fuckboy. Because he's like, okay, if I date you, I really like you. So I don't have to spend my money. Now, I get it. I don't know. Maybe he's not planning enough events. But so what is he going to do? He's that type of brother that's going to Netflix and chill to get to know you. And then once he decides he likes you, then he'll take you out to dinner. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes through this season because seems like he wants to try out the goods before he actually takes people on dates. So that should be interesting. And here he is with April. So a lot of the women had an attraction to Justice, at least that's how it came down at the brunch. And April, she made a little comment and she seemed to be feeling him. But once he told Kayla that he wasn't taking anybody out on dates, yeah, that was a wrap. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't realize. My bad, you can not see me. Oh my goodness. This is what happens. Let's see. This is what happens when you, let's see, you guys. All right. So, all right. Sorry about that. I'm such a dork. I haven't been on here in so long, or I hadn't gone live. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Okay, so after April and Justice, and some of these people I took their photos just so that I could remember who they are. So April, gorgeous girl. And I liked that several of the ladies were a little bit older this season. I'm liking the older women thing because a lot of times the men be old as dirt and then the women be all young. So it's nice to see older women in the mix. And now, I did like the connection between Shakira and Samson. I like that he seemed to really value that her whole single mother thing. And I like her sort of, I do my own thing flavor and her confidence even when Charisse tried to shake it. So I'm liking, right now, I'm team Shakira and Kayla all day. And Kayla reminds me so much of Issa Rae. Like every time Kayla says something, I'm like, oh my God, is it awkward black girl? It's giving me awkward black girl meets, what was Issa Rae? Whatever, she reminds me of Issa Rae a lot in how she handles things. So, this is still the brunch. Now this, oh my God, right here. Now this is the scene that I really hated because here Charisse calls herself trying to tell Dominica why you're at the bottom. And this is the same person who told you last week that you were, that was your stage name. So right here, all I can say for Charisse is fake, 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 okay? Dominica, she's not your friend, not at all. So this was totally crazy. And Mike made a good point. They both have strong personalities. He was surprised that Charisse even made that comment, and I totally agree. Charisse just showed her tail right here at this part of the brunch. Okay, Dominica, see, sweetie, this is why you got voted off. Why is she wiping his face? Why? Why is she doing this? I have no idea. No, she just seems like, whoa, the light-skinned guy. She just seems to, I don't know, Dominica. And I actually liked her. I think she's a cool girl, but I see why she was voted off, okay? And it sums it up right here in this photo. Yes, again, Justice, the event planner, AKA F-boy, but we'll see. Maybe he'll, actually come with it tonight, with it this season. Okay, so we have a couple little dates. I loved the vibe between Shakira and Samson. They flirted, they connected. I thought, it didn't get too sexual, too raunchy. So their date was really, really cute. So I really felt for it. And then we had a date with Swayze and Jayla, I believe her name is. And she was so, I kind of felt like she was interviewing him. But I mean, on the flip side, it was good to get to know more about Swayze. And I think he's definitely a standout character. And we'll see more of him. I want to see more of him this season. I think this episode, we really got to see, he really peeled back some layers and seemed to be a really interesting, kind of more down-to-earth dude than he was before, not all fun and games. And we got to see that. After this date, I still didn't know anything about her, so I kind of wanted him to kind of maybe bring more questions to her, or maybe they should have. Maybe it was editing. I'll give it to production. But we didn't see too much, so this date didn't give me that same vibe. But it was still, he still seems like a cool dude. And then we had the group date at Charisse's place. So It was an interesting dynamic. Devin, the one guy who liked her, came early, didn't bring anything, and couldn't even bring wine, nothing. He kind of helped her set up, but he still didn't really make a move. And so I think on top of the fact that he didn't bring anything and she kind of thinks she's all of that, I think that's another reason why, as you all could tell by the thumbnail, he gets eliminated. So, after the brunch, Dominica got eliminated, which wasn't really that much of a shocker after she sort of, went through every man. Why don't you like me, basically? So she definitely got eliminated. And then I think this dinner was really the demise of Devin. He wasn't really super social. He wasn't really, although he's really good looking, he's goofy. And then on top of that, he talked about sweating the entire episode. Now, I get it. He's an athlete and that you sweat, but talking about it constantly even made him seem even more nervous, more immature, more silly, more whatever. And he's so fun, but just so goofy. Randall seems really cool, and I like the fact that even though he gives off sort of nerdy vibes, he can stand his own. He didn't let Charisse punk him, and now you did say that. You did come at me with the attitude during the brunch, and I like that he didn't back down off of that. So I'm liking Randall a lot, actually. So then the next group date we had was Kayla sponsored this bowling date. And it's so interesting because there were Kayla, Shakira, and Jayla. I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to get the names before they get eliminated, I promise. So they had this bowling date, but it seemed to be totally about Kayla. So it comes down to Mike, Zoe, and Swayze were the men at the date. And, Mike seems to be sort of like in that Clifton position. Like he clearly is booed up with Brandy, but he's trying to play the game so he can stay closer to the end. So this date was interesting, but mostly just because Kayla was sort of getting her flirt on. And I think the ladies have been kind of hard on Mike because he's older, he's been married, he has 3 kids. So while he may want additional children with the right person, he owns like a repair business or something, you know what I'm saying? So he's looking at money, child support, maybe he's paying something to his ex, we don't know, but financially to just be like, woo, yes, I want more kids, is just not realistic, where I think an additional child or 2, as we find out later, he might be down for with the right person, but for him to just be like, oh yeah, I want more kids, and you have 3 and, that you already have to support, I think is, I don't know, the ladies were kind of hard on him about that, I believe. But here we have Zoe and Swayze. So they have a bowling bowl off. And now before this, Zoe was basically feeling up Shakira. So it's interesting that he ends up winning the bowl off. And Swayze does some push-ups with that booming body, yes. And Kayla ends up kissing Zoe. So, but it was just a peck, so I don't know. It actually... and I think word on the street is that Zoe has an entire girlfriend. So I guess we'll see if he ends up with anyone in this episode. So after the dates and the group dates, the women come down to voting. And so Swayze seems to kind of be up there. A few people are definitely feeling Randall. Of course, we know Brandy likes Mike, but Mike and Devin basically end up at the bottom. And, and Charisse, which is kind of funny because Charisse throws him to the wolves. And I'm like, Charisse, he was probably what saved you from being Dominica, from being eliminated, because did none of those guys like you? And I don't imagine they were that impressed by, your sudden turnaround, so to speak. And you're still coming off mean. But anyway, they throw Devin to the wolves and they vote Devin off the show. Devin is the one who is, at this point, not ready to love. So they have to have the final date. So it's so cute. They have Brandy going on a date with Mike, and Mike thinks like, woohoo, this is a hot date. And she kind of tells to him, you're second to the bottom, babe. So you need to, open up. But to some extent, I know that's how the show is, but I kind of feel like if he really likes her and she really likes him, I don't want them to self-eliminate, but I'd like to see their relationship grow. And, but instead, that's kind of like the nature of Ready to Love. So I guess I got to get, I'm new to the game, new to the scene, so I guess I have to get used to it. So finally, we are here with Devin, and I don't remember her name, but she's here to break it to Devin that they don't think he's ready to love. And honestly, I mean, Devin just comes off immature, silly. Basically, as you can see here, my little dancing baby, he's a kid in a grown man's body. That's what Devin is, okay? He's talking about sweating the entire time. He's uncomfortable, even though he looks good. He's going to tell us, well, I'm not going to be the one to approach you. I'm not going to be the one to put my arm around you. Well, then you're going to be the one that's going home. Sorry, Devin. You're a cutie pie, but you just, I hate it. This season, the goofy and the silly is now winning. That's all I'm going to say. But, all right, you guys, that's it. So thank you so much for joining me tonight and checking out this video. I'm getting back into the vibe of going live, so I will leave it up. But thank you guys, and I am back in it to win it. So I'm caught up with Ready to Love. I have one more video for Love After Lockup. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. The videos are coming. I'm trying to build a community and a family of people here who like the shows that I actually like. Or, if you don't like them, bitch about them, because sometimes they're not good. All right, you guys, that's it. Ciao for now. Make it a great night.